Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars. It has been forever and a day. It's been forever and 3 days since I did a solo playthrough of Master of Orion, but today is the day. I've had a bit of an opening in my schedule unexpectedly as a result of the announced patch for Stellaris that hasn't been released yet. I don't know how it's going to affect the playthrough that I wanted to bring back actually yesterday as of the moment you're watching this. So if you're wondering why there wasn't 6 p.m. content yesterday, this is why. Just they announced a new patch out of the blue, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that actually provides me an excellent opportunity to cover Master of Orion. And the reason Master of Orion is so exciting to play right now is, in case you missed it, the Revenge of Antares DLC, free LC, actually, released just this past week. It's called Update 54.6. Well, it's not completely free, I guess. They added 3 races as well, the Illyrians, the Trilarians, and the Nolam League. And those 3 races are $10 together. But the update to the game itself is completely free. Let me go over really quickly what the highlights to the update are. I'm just going to read through the list that they provided so that you can have a bit of an idea. The main one is, notice it's called the Revenge of Antares update. And if you are familiar with the Master of Orion lore, which, by the way, I'm not really. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on Master of Orion lore, but I know that the Antarans are a really big deal to the lore. They've been around since at least Master of Orion 2, and they've been conspicuously absent from gameplay at all, in any way, in Master of Orion Conquer the Stars. So they're back. They are a menace, and I don't know how they are a menace, but they're a menace. That's another thing I should probably mention. I have not played this at all, remotely. I haven't even played it a little bit, so you're going to see some noobish moments from me. You're going to see some hopefully not too painful moments of learning with this new content, because I wanted to experience it for the first time with you guys watching. So Antarans are back. Leaders and governors have been added, which just means that there are individual characters that can lead fleets and lead planets. They have abilities, they have experiences, and those things and where you place them depends or can influence the game tremendously. I'm very excited about that. Minor civilizations have been added back to the game. Minor civilizations were added in Early Access 2 or 3 and then promptly removed in Early Access 3 or 4 because the devs were like, oh, crap, these are not ready, not even remotely. And they said, we're going to take this out and we're going to put them back in when they're ready. So they're back in. I'm assuming that means they're ready. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that influences the game as well. Ship profiles for tactical battles. No idea what that means, but we'll figure it out. A complete revamp to espionage. This is a big deal. No longer will spies just endlessly train at your spy training center until the end of time. You now choose when to train them, just like units, and you can send them to general areas as opposed to specific planets. At least that's the way I understand it right now. Could be completely wrong, but we're going to experiment with it in just one moment. And then finally, support for mods has been added as well, in multiplayer specifically. Mods have been in the game for a while, but now mods can be played in multiplayer, kind of like in Civ 6, which is really, really nice. I don't know how well it's working. Haven't seen too much feedback, and this, of course, is not a multiplayer series, but that is the long and short, or rather, that is the short of the update, version 54.6, Revenge of Antares. I have, of course, downloaded the race pack as well, so I have the new races, and on that note, we are going to play as these guys. Let's let Michael Dorn talk.
Oceans of Trilar, the Trilarian Shoal is governed by the Stinger, half dictator and half messianic figure. His tentacled subjects worship old gods fashioned around folktales and cryptic mythology, whose darker undertones clash with their generally friendly disposition towards other races. They are willing to coexist with other races and rarely seek open conflict, but they are capable of quickly turning to strike when they believe it is in the will of their deities to do so.
So a very interesting aquatic, theocratic kind of race. So they have an uber ocean homeworld, first of all, and that's something I'm very excited about. They're an ocean-based species. They're also trans-dimensional. So they have faster ships, and they have faster ships in combat. So I'm very excited to see how that bonus plays out. I'm not going to do a random race of any kind or a custom race. I just want to go ahead and play with the Trilarians. I would jump around and take a look at some of the other races, but unfortunately they still have not added the ability to get Michael Dorn to just stop talking. So my ability to go in and talk to you about the other races in rapid fashion and show them to you is kind of shot, because he would be talking over me, and that's just kind of obnoxious. So we're going to go with the Trilarians, and let's go ahead and jump in to our game settings. And let's see. I think I'll just play on a standard circle map, because the AI has tended to do best on those in the past. We'll do a medium galaxy size to keep the game pretty snappy. Galaxy age, average is fine. Planet density by star. This is new, and I do want to change this. We're going to do high planet density. I'm really excited about that change. Actually, I don't think it's new to this update. I think it's new to the last big update that they did, but I was really, really happy to see it. Post-warp is a fine start. Let's go ahead and go with hard difficulty. The only reason I'm not going for very hard or extreme is, well, if you've watched my most recent co-op series with Mal, the hard AI, even the hard AI, especially the very hard and the extreme, can just be ridiculous. So they have definitely made some updates to the AI in this version of the game. I'm excited to see what those updates are, but not just yet. We're going to just go with hard mode and pray that I'm not too rusty. So let's go to the advanced settings real quick. Random events are fine. Pirates, okay, they're fine. Monsters, minor civs, sure. No timeline. Well, it doesn't really matter. I can turn the timeline off, I guess. Research speed. The timeline is when you want to go back to previous turns and take different actions, which I don't need it in this game. Research speed, production speed, population growth speed, fast. That's fine. Now, game pace classic. That's right. I could go to quick, which would do what? Fast production, normal research speed. So quick would just mean faster building production. Tell you what, let's go for that. I feel like that would make for a little bit snappier gameplay. Research speed is still the same as it is on standard pacing, so that's fine. We're going to turn off score victory, just because I don't like the idea of having a hard limit without an actual victory taking place. Ooh, look at this. The Antares victory condition. If we destroy the mysterious Antares race in a match for all players. Oh, toggles it in a match for all players. Okay, sorry, I was misreading that. So this is a new victory condition. Tell you what, let's leave it in. This is part of the new update. We're going to try it out. Is that everything? I think that's everything. 16,850 is the seed, so if you like the map that you see once we've gotten going, then by all means, go on ahead. So let's jump in. I've never seen this intro to the Trilarians before. And if you missed it somehow in the title of the video and the thumbnail, I think we're going to call this series Trilarian Trickery. Just because they don't seem necessarily to be always a tricky race, and I don't know how we're going to introduce trickery into the series. We're going to kind of play it by ear, but I just thought that would be a fun title. So let's go ahead and jump in, start the game. Again, I haven't seen their intro. I'm very excited to see and hear I'm excited to hear the new narration, but the visuals to the Master of Orion species intros are always quite good. Let's go.
As the moons pull on the tides of Trilar, so do the stars call out to the Trilarian Shoal. Long have they dwelled under the seas, the uncontested lords of the abyssal plain, and in their dreams they hear the song of distant words beckon. The augurs have now determined the tides are right, and the shoal rises from the depths to take their rightful place among the ocean of stars.
Wow, that was definitely a very theocratic entry. They're definitely a very theocratic race. Again, they have this religious aspect to them, which I find interesting. So let's see, what does their advisor look like? If we go to research.
Greetings, Stinger. What secret shall we retrieve from the depths?
That sounds like Tali. Is that Liz Soroka? That sounds a lot like Liz Soroka. I'm going to have to look that up later, but they have really, really good voice talent for Master of Orion. In case you somehow missed that memo, that's been news since the game launched. But that sounds a lot like Liz Soroka. That's awesome. So, okay, first research. Let's go ahead and make this decision since we're here. Government support facility and research lab are good. That's being strongly recommended, but I really, really like the idea of researching physics first so we can get access to factories. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and research that. It's going to take 8 turns. It's not being recommended, but again, factories. I mean, we kind of need them. All right, so now we've started, of course, with the colony ship. As per usual, we have just one little warp point leading out of our system, which isn't the worst thing. We're out here on the outer rim of space, the Ursulus system nearby. We're in the Trilar system to start, not surprising. Let's get these ships. Actually, you know what? You need to go to that planet. I'm going to go ahead and give them orders into the next system, and we'll order the frigate just to come right here and see what. I'm never going to live that one down. Just in case any pirates might be in the area, we'll have the frigate right there ready to pounce on anything in particular. Now, this colony ship, we'll go ahead and move you here because that's a turn's worth of movement, and then we have the option to choose production. Let's go ahead and show the queue. Look, look at the little squids. Oh, it's so cool. All right, sorry, I haven't seen that yet, and they're adorable. It's so perfect. All right, let's wow. All right, tell you what, let's go ahead and do another frigate. It's only going to take us 4 turns. That's a nice production speed. That seems a little faster than usual, but a second frigate might be a good idea, especially since we're playing on hard. And tell you what, let's also go ahead and raise taxes to 4 billion credits per pop unit. Didn't have any negative effects on the population. Very good. Next turn. So we're moving towards the Ursulus system, which, again, these are going to be dense planets. There's going to be a lot of planets around each system here. Let's go ahead and give the move orders. Now this colony ship, yeah, I'll tell you what, you go ahead and jump through as well. We'll go to the next turn. One of my absolute favorite things about Master of Orion Conquer the Stars is how fast the turns go by. Pirate fleet, see? This is what I was talking about. Let's see. Where's our frigate? You, sir, need to hang out right there. And guard. Oh, cool! There's a new... Oh, I like that so much better. It's not just a red circle anymore. It's a clearer indicator that there is a ship guarding that place. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. All right, so this scout, we'll tell you what, they already have orders. Just give them the order. What do we have? We've got Ursulus 3, which is high gravity volcanic. It's rich. I mean, so eventually we might be able to colonize it. Now, well, hang on. That's not what I needed to see. Okay, this isn't good. This isn't bad at all. This isn't good at all. Ursulus 4 is a 12-pop, medium swamp, abundant planet with gold. So that could be worth colonizing. Let's keep the colony ship where it is, because there could be a better planet in this system. I don't want to pull the trigger just yet. All right, let's see if we can go ahead and fight this combat. There's 2 pirate raiders against our 1 frigate. Let's see what these ships look like in combat. Assisted command is just fine with me. That's traditional Master of Orion content. That's a cool looking ship. Okay, trying to remember my controls for battle in Master of Orion. Okay, WASD still doesn't scroll. Weird. There's auto pause now. So this will pause basically every 5 seconds, I think. Here, let's turn it on. Yeah, see? It paused there. Interesting. Here, I'll unpause it. That's fine. All right, so 1 ship already gone. They're both going to strafe a little bit, but the ship's about to come about and knock him out. Yep. Done. I don't think they even landed a hit. If they did, it wasn't much of one. That's fantastic. All right. All right, so that pirate fleet is nothing to worry about. Now, it looks like we are done with our other frigate here, which is good news. I'll tell you what, why don't we queue up... Let's go ahead and go for a space factory. Seems like the right decision. Famous last words, I guess. All right, now our scouts are once again able to make moves. So let's see what else these planets have a star. Ooh, hello. Ursulus Prime. High gravity, but an ultra-rich desert planet. Let me take another look at this race of ours, the Trilarians. I don't know what they're... I don't know what's going on with... Okay, this is interesting. I don't know what's going on with whether they have specific kinds of worlds that they can inhabit or not. But we're going to keep this colony ship there for one more turn because I want to know what that world is first. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and send the frigate through here. This might be the pirate base, so we need to knock that out sooner than later. Of course, we're going to need a destroyer to do that, but if we can put some ships in orbit, then we're good. Okay, so Ursulus 2 is not really a great planet. Ursulus 5 is high gravity. Okay, that's not great either. So yeah, definitely Ursulus 4 is the best first candidate for a colony. Let's go ahead and get that done and see what these colony ships look like up close. Interesting. I wonder if those capsules are supposed to be like aquariums, so they just hold water and the Trilarians swim around in them. Interesting stuff. Okay, so if I switched... Okay, no. Can't do that just yet. We don't have an option to build anything else here right now. We don't, because we don't have access to the factory for another 3 turns. Interesting. And actually, we don't have access to... Wow. I mean, we're going to be able to buy stuff, so we can buy a building there at some point. But it's going to take several turns before we're going to be able to do that. So this planet's going to take a while to grow, essentially. All right, so we do have an anomaly to discover out there.
You come across the broken remains of an unbelievably advanced alien research facility. Only one of its consoles seems to be in working order. It takes some of your brightest scientists to decipher a...
Okay, cool. Thank you, Michael Dorn. You narrate too slowly. So we actually ended up getting... That totally sounds like Liz Soroka. Anyway, that's fantastic, because that's the technology that they were trying to get me to research initially. So that's a good find. Let's see... Oh, what's this? That looks new. Alright, so this frigate's hanging out. Now, this scout, though, can come this direction. So I want to find out what that is. What is that? I'm suddenly kind of nervous. What is that? Let's send our frigate.
This is GNN.
In its aimless roaming through the galaxy, the Trilarian Shoal has stumbled upon a heap of ruins of mysterious origin. Reports of bone-related skull-bashing incidents remain unconfirmed.
Oh, man, this game is just chock full of science fiction references. So, okay, Antares ruins. I had a feeling. Antares ruins are said to contain information to travel to the Antares pocket dimension. For that, extensive research must be done. Bring a space factory and build an asteroid lab to start investigation. Okie dokie. Good to know. All right, next turn. So we're going to need to get a space factory. I'm glad we started building one. So far, fate is working in our favor. Okay, so... let's go ahead and upgrade our frigate with the new blaster. And yeah, let's go for biology. As much as I want to upgrade, well, we need these infrastructure buildings definitely, but we also need destroyers to kill any pirate base. Let's go for that first, because we are playing on hard difficulty and I want to make sure we can hold our own. So this frigate, you're going to come back here and see what's going on this planet. Hey! Ocean planet with normal gravity. It's poor, but it has plenty of room. So we just found our next colony. That is wonderful news. All right, now this frigate just needs to keep exploring. Okay, this is the pirate base. This is also an ocean. There it is. Ocean planet. Rich. Awesome. So this is definitely a system we need to colonize. All right, that's a gas giant. So don't need to colonize that. There's that race in Dawn of Andromeda that can colonize gas giants, but we're not playing Dawn of Andromeda. We're playing Master of Orion. So let's bring this scout down, I guess, that direction. And we are 2 turns away from being able to start a new colony ship, which we're going to do as soon as possible. Because, dear God.
This
Space Monster!
CNN, Galactic News Network.
Do not panic, but long-range scanners have detected a gigantic space monster lurking in a previously unexpected sector of space. And now, sports!
Dwight Schultz is amazing. I'm going to be giggling at him incessantly for this entire series because I just haven't had enough of him in my life since I haven't been playing Master of Orion as much. So, let's see. Space Factory completed at Trilarian Prime. Very good. Ooh, we can also build the automated factory. 6 turns, 19 turns to build one without it. How long until the planet grows? 24 turns? Hang on, how much is a factory if we just wanted to buy it outright? 320? Well, yeah, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and queue up a factory. In like maybe 1 turn, we'll be able to buy that outright. So we'll be in a much better position. All right, now I'm going to send this scout to the Vigayer system, which is where the giant squid is hanging out. Meanwhile, this space factory needs to come down here and build a lab as soon as possible. We also need to lock down the Palladius system, because this is actually a pretty nice little corner of space for us to have control of, if we can manage to do that before we encounter anyone else that sets their greedy little hands or paws or tentacles on it, whatever aliens we run into. Okay, so these guys can now move around. If you missed that update, they can now move around in systems, but they can't move to jump points. So as long as I don't move this scout to one of these planets, this scout is not in danger, and this guy can't hurt me. So let's go ahead and hop back here. We're going to keep these frigates in order of Palladia too. Actually, I don't have them. Oh yeah, I do have them on guard. It's not showing the guard motion, but that's fine. Oh, more Antares ruins. Okay. And a neighboring system as well.
This is GNN.
A new pile of ancient detritus has been uncovered by the Beklar Combine, casting early galactic housekeeping in a very unfavorable light.
All right. Well, there you go. All right, new pirate fleet has just spawned. Let's go ahead and take care of them. It's... what is it? 1 pirate raider? Oh, this is not going to go well for you. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. That's a really, really puny battle. Nothing new there. Let's pay a visit to these ruins. All right, so nothing new. It doesn't show us the animation from GNN there because, well, there's nothing to show.
An untold secret has been retrieved.
Excellent. Yeah, that's definitely Liz Soroka. If it's not Liz Soroka, I'm going to be astonished. Okay, these frigates need to continue to guard. Yeah, they can't attack because they don't have bombs. All right, so now let's see what these planets have in store for us in the Monius system. I like that these X's are now bright red. Just looks a lot better, interface-wise. They continue to make little refinements. Hey, Terran planet, low gravity, ultra poor though, so crappy Terran planet, but Terran planet nonetheless. Automated factory completed at Trilarian Prime. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that. I meant to buy that. I've just been letting turns pass. All right, well, in that case, tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a factory in a place here. Next best thing, right? Completely spaced on that. My bad. All right, so let's... all right, looks like a rocky world there. What else do we have down here? Is the question. Rocky worlds. Yay. So far, there's not a huge difference in density. Ooh, cool. Okay, this is one of the new features. He's an administrator. He manages colonies. His salary is 6 billion credits. What? Everard was raised among the dense seaweed and vegetation that constitutes the majority of Trilarian diets. As the Trilarian leave their homeworld and travel to new planets, Everard's wealth of experience helps colonies adapt and grow the foods which are historically fundamental to their diet. We're going to hire him. And we're going to put him at... Oh, look at this. Look at this galaxy map. This is so cool. We're going to assign him to Ursulus 4. Because that is his exact role. When you read his description, he's perfectly fitted for that new colony. Or were we not going to assign him to Ursulus 4? Select. There we go. Okay, he's on Ursulus 4. Don't know why I didn't do it the first time. But anyway, let's hop over here. All right, so we officially have our first new leader, which is just really, really cool. I'm going to hop over here and see what's going on, because this system, I want to see if we encounter any other races here, because I feel like we've expanded near the center of the galaxy. We should be at least running into other scouts by this point. All right, let's go ahead and build that asteroid lab.
GNN, Galactic News Network.
Members of the Trilarian race were momentarily distracted from the grueling plight of daily survival, as new ground is broken for the first ancient ruin investigation facility in the Trilarian Shoal.
Excellent. Okay, well, on that note, we are 26 minutes into this episode. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here. And in the next one, I think it's a pretty straightforward plan. I mean, we need to get Ursulus 4 built up now that I remembered to actually build a factory. Now that we have the factory, actually, things can just build, period. Actually, I could probably switch away from the Marine Barracks and build something maybe a little bit more useful here. Government support facility, not just yet, or a research lab. We could do that. That'd be done a lot sooner. We don't need this building yet as much. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch to that. We're going to put that in next. And then what's building at Trilar? The colony ship, yes? All right, well, that's 14 turns away, but the colony ship is going to colonize Palladia as soon as possible. We also need to get a destroyer at some point, which we're probably going to end up buying and sending to Palladia to bomb these pirates. But as long as we have these ships in orbit, not a threat. They can't spawn anything that can defeat 2 frigates, I don't think. Not until later in the game anyway. So we're going to knock them out and have Palladia to ourselves. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. I upload new episodes in Trilarian Trickery every day at 6 Eastern Standard Time, which is GMT minus 5 for those of you not in the States. If this is your first time visiting the channel, I upload all kinds of sci-fi simulation or just general survival even content in the 6 p.m. slot, and then the 12 p.m. slot is dedicated more to historical and grand strategy stuff. So feel free to check those out as well. Again, thanks very much for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next episode.